Hi, Bill Parliament from RadicalMarketingSolutions.com, and this is episode 18 of the X's and O's of SEO. And today I'm going to talk to you about how to improve the bounce rate of your website. In past episodes we've kind of touched on bounce rate, but today we're really going to dive in and I'm going to share with you some actionable strategies you can use in your business to improve the bounce rate of your website. So first, what is bounce rate? Well, the bounce rate of your website is the rate or the percentage at which people land on your website and do not click another link into your website. So, in other words, someone lands on your home page and either clicks the back button to leave your site to go back to Google's search engine results pages, or they type in another URL into the search bar and leave your site without clicking into another page. Now, the higher the percentage of people that do that, the higher your bounce rate will be. So before we get into today's episode, it's important that you have a baseline established for your bounce rate so you can measure how these strategies are bringing your bounce rate down. So in order to do that, you need some sort of website analytics installed on your site, and I've been recommending Google Analytics, which is a free website analytics tool that's easy to install on your website. And another great website analytics tool, it's a paid tool, but it's an excellent tool nonetheless. It's called GetClicky.com, and I actually recommend having two types of tracking software on your site so you can compare the two. So once you know what the bounce rate is, and then once you know what the baseline of your bounce rate, now you can start implementing some of these strategies I'm going to share with you. So when you go into your Google Analytics or you Get Clicky to find what your core bounce rate is, it's important to understand that the overall bounce rate number is a sum of all the bounce rates on all your pages, not just your home page. So if you go into Google Analytics and you look at the bounce rate section of Google Analytics, you'll see that you'll have your home page and then it'll have a bounce rate assigned. Then you'll have some your other internal pages with bounce rates. So what you want to do is look at each individual web page, identify those pages that have high bounce rates, and then apply these strategies to those web pages in order to improve your bounce rate. And again, the higher the bounce rate, the worse that is for your website. And with all the changes that are being made to Google's algorithm, specifically the Google Panda update that rolls out every 4 to 7 months and looks for websites that are low quality websites, well, one of the biggest factors that Google is looking at now are user statistics. How are your users, your visitors, interacting with your website? How long are they staying on your website? Are they clicking other pages? Do you have a high bounce rate? Which means if you have a high bounce rate, basically that's telling Google that people are coming to your site, but they're not finding what they're looking for on your site, so they're going to start knocking your site down. So it's really important to get your hands around this problem and really start working on it. So let's talk about your bounce rate as far as your homepage. Now, I'm going to talk about your homepage because typically your homepage is your most powerful web page on your site. You'll get more visitors to your homepage typically than any other page on your website. So let's start with your homepage first. Now, the first thing you want to remember when working on getting that bounce rate down on your homepage is you need to optimize that page for your visitors' thought sequences, not necessarily optimizing the individual page. And here's what I mean by optimizing thought sequences. When people land on your website, there are 4 questions your homepage must answer right away. And they are, where am I? What can I do here? How do I get started? And why should I do it here rather than any other website on the internet? So let's talk about how we can start answering some of these thought sequences so you can start optimizing your site. for these. So the first way that you can do this is it's a very simple fix. You can use a tagline on the header of your website. A tagline is a very short, succinct phrase that describes what your business does. For example, on my website, my tagline is online marketing solutions for offline businesses. So that gives you a pretty good idea of what this website's all about. Understand that when people land on your homepage or a page of your website, they're most likely coming from the search engine results page. They typed in some sort of search query into Google, and now they found your link on the search engine results page, and they decided to click it. So when they land on your page, if they've never been there before, they may arrive a little disoriented, and they need to figure out, okay, what is going on here? So what can I do? Where am I? What can I do here? And how do I get started? And why should I do it here? Those are the thought sequences that you want to optimize for. And using a tagline is a great way to do that. And I typically put my tagline on the left side of the header right underneath my logo. So it's pretty easy to find. The next thing that you want to do, and I've talked about this a lot, is you want to start your website out with a benefit-rich headline with curiosity. So make sure that your headline is noticeable. I don't recommend making it a huge font size that kind of jumps out at you, but make it a little bit bigger than the rest of your font size. Help it stand out, and make it short with a benefit and add some curiosity. So discover what it really takes to get your website on the first page of Google. Something like that. Discover how to improve your home's value with a brand new kitchen. Something like that. So whatever it is, whatever your business is, have that benefit in the headline. Use some curiosity, because that's going to get people down into the rest of the copy of your site. So using a tagline in your headline, you're answering where am I and what can I do here. So the next thing that you want to keep in mind is you want to start right underneath your headline with a short, interesting intro paragraph. And this paragraph should be no more than 2 to 3 lines max. It should say who you are, what you do, how you can help them, and then how they can get started into your website. If you notice in this short 2 to 3 sentence paragraph, you're going to answer all of these. So a great intro paragraph might be, Radical Marketing Solutions is the #1 source for online marketing advice for offline businesses. We have been in business for X amount of years, and we have optimized over 100 websites successfully. The best way to use this website is to, and then you can have like a little colon and then some links, have links to the other pages on your website to get people to click on those links to get into those other pages of your website, which will help bring down your bounce rate. So who are you? This is what we do. We're the top online marketing strategy company for offline businesses. We help optimize sites and help conversions. We can help by improving your website and your conversions on your website. And how do you get started? Now you have your links. You can say, okay, so how do I get started? Or the 3 ways that you can use this website are self-learning. We have an excellent blog full of articles, online marketing advice. Click the blog link to visit our blog. You can hire us to consult. So you can have a little link to the consulting page, or you can buy our products, and here are the products. You could say something like, if you're an e-commerce site, shop by our most popular products. So what you really want to do here in this intro paragraph is get people, optimize that thought sequence, tell them what you want them to do. Take them by the hand, walk them through your site, and channel them to the pages where you want them. So that's how you're going to optimize your thought sequences. Let's talk about some of the common mistakes that website owners make that cause high bounce rates. And some of these we've kind of covered. So the first one is you're not using a tagline on your header. You're not using a headline. Your website's too cluttered. If you go to a website and there's tons of crap all over the website, blinking ads and tons of content and images all over the place, you kind of don't know where to focus and you're disoriented and it's like, oh man, I'm back, I'm out of here. So don't make your website too cluttered. Give it a lot of white space and make it easy for people to read. On the same lines, people offer too many options. There's too many things. People don't know what to do, and when they get confused, people typically do nothing, hit the back button, and leave your website. I see this a lot. People use reverse copy on their site. What do I mean by this? You don't want a black background on your website with red text font, okay? So you want a white background with black font. Always, always, always is the best way to go. Do not use reverse copy. By the way, that goes for headers and things like that. White background, colored font. Your font size. You can't have your font size too small. I think 12-point font is a minimum, and I still think that's too small. In some cases, I've gone to 16-point font, and that's helped improve the bounce rates on my site because the text is bigger, it's easier on the eyes, it's more inviting to your visitor to read content with bigger font. Font color. Do not use gray or blue fonts. Make sure it's black font on white background. I see way too many shades of gray in the font and it just hurts your eyes and the text does not pop from the website. Do not use autoplay audio and video. It's fine to use video, and in fact I recommend using video on your website and audio. Just don't have it autoplay. There's nothing worse than landing on a website and all of a sudden some silly music starts playing, or you start forcing yourself upon me with your video. The first thing I do is I hit a back button, or if someone's in work or they're in a place where they can't really listen to the loud music or the loud video, they're immediately going to hit the back button. So don't autoplay. The other mistake is treating your home page like a squeeze page. Okay, it's okay to have squeeze pages and landing pages if you're sending traffic directly to those pages. But if you're treating your home page, hey, get my free offer or buy my stuff or get out, they have two options, and if they back out, that's going to increase your bounce rate. So do not treat your home page like a squeeze page or a landing page. Your home page must be a channel to the rest of your site, and you must optimize for the thought sequences there on your home page, or you're going to have a high bounce rate. If you don't care about a high bounce rate, then don't worry about it. Keep doing what you're doing. And finally, another mistake that people make to cause high bounce rates are big blocks of text on your website. Yeah, I recommend no more than 2 sentences per paragraph, maybe 3. Anything more than that, it looks too big, too bulky, looks like too much work for me to read that web page, and I'm gone. So, wow, this is a lot of information to cover. So this is some ways that you can help improve your bounce rate. If you'd like to learn some additional strategies, some additional ways to help improve your bounce rate, improve the traffic to your website, and improve conversions, tonight I am holding a free webinar. It's from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Time, and I'm going to cover 7 mistakes business owners make with their website. I'm going to be doing some live website optimization, site reviews. So if you'd like to have your site reviewed personally by me on this webinar to give you some actionable steps, I'll put a link in the bottom of this post for you to sign up for that webinar. And this is Bill Parliament saying, now go dominate Google.